I'm gonna teach you everything there is to know about Pepsi's logo redesign in 2008. So tell me, Shaw,
Okay.
how much do you know about Pepsi? How much do you know about it?
I drink a Pepsi from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
I know like a couple of I think I know like a couple of like other Pepsi brands.
Oh.
I know of Pepsi Man and
Ooh,
how
yeah,
that
yeah.
had a video game in the theme.
We all love
Uh,
Pepsi,
it,
man.
it was very poggers.
It was. It really was. So, do you know Pepsi's logo?
Yes, yes, and the whole kind
Okay,
of.
kind of. I want you
Yeah.
to imagine it for me, just for a quick second.
Yeah, like you got like a sort of like yin and yang symbol aside
Mm-hmm.
from just it being like blue and red and then white as the outline.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so here's a good image that I found. So you see here how the logo, like, yeah, kind of like this.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's a few things that we can talk about pre-2008. Like a quick example would be how the red, white, and blue was kind of like for American patriotism and blah blah. But who the fuck cares?
Yeah, frick that patriotism.
Yeah. Now this is the new. This was the new logo. It has changed to a more pleasant one. That's this. You can't see it because it's very small. But okay. Loading this up. This is the correct logo. What do you think about it?
It's all right. It's all right.
Alright,
Like
it's alright. Well, we're not
it
talking
is
about it.
rec-
Fuck you. We're talking about the 2008 logo. Okay. So for context, what I'm about to show you is a legitimate design document shown to the business by the designers who have paid $1 million to create this here logo. And this is all real. You can already tell from the first word. Breathtaking.
breathtaking. Oh my
Work
goodness,
in
I'm gonna be
progress.
inspired.
Yes, you will be, my good dude. Breaking the code for innovation. Breathtaking. The trajectory of innovation. Hey, how do we move from convention to innovation? You see this line, convention, goes like this, and we see innovation. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's a straight line between convention and innovation. B. By investing in our history and brand ethos so we can create a new trajectory forward. Now this is the DNA. The DNA of Pepsi. Pepsi
Yo,
goes up, and the DNA of Pepsi, when it goes up, you get more innovation and less convention. So far so good, am I right?
uh,
Next, C.
uh.
Our investment in our DNA.
Oh, wait, I thought I like tuned out for a second, but like reading from point A to point B,
What don't you get?
yeah,
This
go
makes
on,
sense.
go on,
This
go
makes
on.
sense. Convention, innovation, DNA takes you further into innovation. Now, see, investment. The investment of DNA. God, 1 second. The investment of DNA leads to breakthrough innovations and allows us to move forward out of the traditional linear system and into the future. You can see here, Pepsi is actually jumping
Yes, I
into
kinda
the
get it, but
future.
also not really. What?
We're on page number 3. Pepsi is leaving the conventions and moving to innovation by jumping toward the future. Now, the continued investment provides us with a clear source of re-innovation. So you have the convention, the DNA. Pepsi is jumping to the future, but then it goes back to the past. But it's actually going back to the future, actually. Pepsi is always going to the future with innovation. The origins of creative endeavors. You I can fucking not laugh at this shit. The Universal Design principles and PepsiCo's brand heritage. Okay, we'll talk about heritage now. What are your thoughts on heritage? Not the point. Breathtaking brand heritage and ethics of aesthetics of simplicity. The Pepsi ethos has evolved over time. The vocabulary of truth and simplicity is a recurring phenomenon in the brand's history. It communicates the brand in a timeless manner with an expressive clarity. Pepsi's breathtaking builds on this knowledge. True innovation always begins by investigating on historic paths, going back to the roots, moves the brand forward as it changes its trajectory to the future. This was the brand motto in 1910. This was the brand motto in 1970. But what will be the brand motto in 2009? Strategy based on the evolution of 10,000 plus years of shared ideas and design philosophies, creating an authentic fuck is this? Constitution of design. The chart documents the origins and evolutions of the intellectual property. Okay, so of course we got the 3000 BC, and then we go further. We got the Yin Yang, the Mona Lisa, the Da Vinci Man. But 2009 will be Pepsi. All of these are important to our history, so...
This is giving credence to the is dead theory.
Exactly. We are all in this important moment right now. 2078 BC, thanks to the ancient Chinese arts. But now, the most important part in our lifespan. Pepsi. Breathtaking. Iconic geometry. The rise in PepsiCo's rich packing legacy and expired some of its earliest forms and proportions. Breathtaking revitalizes the existence of PepsiCo and creating an iconic shape for the brand. Of course, we got ourselves a nice little diagram here of course, spoil that, of all the Pepsis in the past. We got the 1898 bottle. What the fuck were they doing for this bottle? They were making hand sanitizer? Not the point. Look at all these Pepsis. And now, this is the real deal. This will be the Pepsi of the future. These are the best of every Pepsi. You understand that, right? We're just kind of fusing on the Pepsi's best qualities together. Tracing the DNA of Pepsi. The Pepsi DNA finds its origins of dynamic of preliminary oscillations. What that means. This new identity manifests itself into authentic geometry that becomes arbitrarily to the Pepsi culture. You see, we're taking Pepsi Color, the first icon, and we are turning it into circles and ovals. For some reason. And you see, this is the circle and ovalification. We're doing this for every single Pepsi logo. We are creating the circleification of all of them. Pepsi will be circularized. You understand it so far, right?
In a sense, but less so.
I don't see what you don't. I don't know what you don't see here. Number C. Towards innovation, protecting Pepsi's future. Applying universal laws to establish a blueprint for the brand. So you have a golden ratio, right?
Yeah, that thing on Twitter.
Exactly. We all love the golden ratio. You see the Mona Lisa, got goddess of golden ratio. Everything. Now look. But have you ever heard of the Pepsi ratio? The
No.
Pepsi ratio is a very, very important part of this process. You draw a circle with a diameter of D plus D equals A. D equals A. That makes sense, doesn't it?
No.
Now, find its center and draw two of the same circles with a diameter of D equals 0.5A. So you're creating two halves of the circle as two other circles inside of the original circle. Now rotate the center line by 45 degrees. Copy one of the smaller circles, place its center on the intersection in a larger circle in the rotated center line. Draw a circle that lies within the larger one. Its diameter is such a way that it touches all three circles and exactly with only 1 point. Makes sense. Rotate the center line by 56 degrees because fuck you, place the smaller circle on its center with the intersection of the larger circle with the rotated center line. Now this all makes sense. This works. Now the Pepsi brand is created by intersecting circles with a set proportion to each other. The coordinates are marked with an X. The Pepsi ratio is created by two simple circles that are set in the set ratio to each other. The golden ratio. The Pepsi ratio is aesthetic geometry. You see? Tell me if you have any questions.
I mean, I see the rule of thirds, so it must make sense.
Exactly. Scales and dynamic relationships. The authentic relationships created by the Pepsi ratio allows for it to be similar to the golden ratio. And now we've created Pepsi. Now, what if there was the Pepsi globe? What if Pepsi was kind of like the Earth? And what has a gravity? What if it has a gravity? Okay. What if it has some magnetic fields? A geodynamicness? Soul, do you like that magnetic dynamics in the Pepsi logo?
I wouldn't quite say that's the first thing I think of.
Why
I'm
not?
gonna be perfectly honest.
Why not? Well,
I don't know,
maybe it's
just
because you didn't
pretty-
see the other image. Okay, look at this. Makes sense.
No.
Pepsi emotions. What a Pepsi face? Pepsi face. Pepsi face. Like, look at these. These are faces that look and oh wow, these guys are way too happy.
Whoever made this made it in 30 seconds. But Pepsi was just like, no, I need you to explain this in 30 pages. And this was the shit they came up with. They fucking knew that they had a bullshit 30-page, like, explanation for why they drew something in 5 minutes. And this is what they came up with. I love the creativeness on this shit.
Time well spent. Look at all these emotions that were created for Pepsi and simply rotated by 15
Making
degrees.
these different emotions probably took longer than they did to make the actual Pepsi logo.
Probably.
He's grinning.
What's this guy doing?
Grinning, but also, like, for whatever reason, he's kind of crazy.
Yeah. And this guy, I think this guy knows what he's doing.
Possibly.
Yeah, they do not look comfortable. But yes, these emotions are directly connected to Pepsi now. Because Pepsi now owns smiling if they make the best logo of all time. Now, if you turn a spew, you see now we're transforming things from 2D to 3D. We see this 2D object now transformed into a 3D spew. You see? It's like transforming things from 2D to 3D. That makes sense. Now, what if the Pepsi logo is 3D? Just because. That would be pretty crazy, wouldn't it?
I suppose so.
Now let's talk about color theory. You know about color theory, Soul?
No.
Really now? Well, this is the theory, and where colors could have a connection with some emotion, I guess. So you got Pepsi, the first Pepsi. It's cool. Very nice.
Yeah.
But like, what if you don't just want cool? What if you want cool and fresh? That's Pepsi Max for you. Pepsi Max is the maximum of Pepsi because it's cool and fresh. But what if Pepsi Max is too much maximum for you? What if you need a caffeine-free Pepsi? You got energetic and balanced, right? Ooh. Would caffeine-free be the exact opposite of energetic? Because like, with soda, the energeticness comes from the caffeine,
Natural
right?
sweeteners, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, you have
Like,
a sugar tax that people...
It's way less energetic in that case, right? At least a little
yeah.
bit, like compared to the original Pepsi. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about color theory because this caffeine-free Pepsi, it's energetic and balanced. But what if you want all of the above? What if you want cool, wet, and fresh? Well, that's Diet Pepsi for you, my friend. What if you want cool, light, and fresh? Caffeine-free Diet Pepsi. Which just sounds like flavored water the more that I think about it, but not the point. Now let's talk about the gravitational pull, okay? Now the Pepsi proposition established a gravitational pull to shift from a traditional experience to an expression. So we got the typical light path, sun, earth, light. Now we got the typical shopping aisle, end of aisle, whatever the fuck that is. You see, I think that's supposed to be a human eye, not the point. So we got a light path to gravitational pull, the gravitational pull of Pepsi. So you have the relativity of space and time. With these two stars and a big sun. But what if the sun was Pepsi? Like 3 Pepsis. And the star was the end of the aisle. And what if the aisle was Earth? And what if you were only a single eye?
What?
Now what if... What is this? You might be asking what the fuck you're looking at. I'm about as confused as you are by this point. We're recreating a new aisle.
You mean you knew what was going on beforehand?
So this is not Pepsi at 60 degrees that you are viewing. And this is Pepsi at 30 degrees that you are also viewing. This is Pepsi at 10 degrees that you are also viewing. What if you went to a store one day and you fucking saw this? I don't know about you, but that would give me some realizations about life.
I suppose.
But we aren't done yet. The universe expansion. What if Pepsi was a planet? The universe expands 1 equals 1, x equals 1 light year. So the universe is expanding by 1 light year, okay? Makes sense? And Pepsi is now a planet. But if the universe expands by x equals 2 light years, then the Pepsi becomes a Pepsi Galaxy. But if x equals 8 light years, then you see the Pepsi Universe. So yeah, that all makes sense. Or do you need like a refresh or two?
This
This was never meant to
Okay.
be sent to the public. This was fucking leaked out. And people thought this was fake for a while because what the fuck does Pepis Universe mean? What does any of this mean, in fact? Unironically, no one knows. But there's one factor that confirmed it to be true, and it's this. RNL Group. Now, the RNL Group is a legitimate, like, media publishing group made by Peter Arnell. Now he's like some fashion art. He fucking does everything, I guess. Now, do you know about like Tropicana, like oranges, like orange juice?
Kinda, yeah.
Okay. Not entirely sure. They did a little redesign. Take a wild guess what business was hired to do this redesign.
Arnell Group?
Yep! Arnell Group did this redesign. Now, the funniest part about this is that like most people don't remember this redesign. There's one reason why. It only lasted 2 months. And that's because their sales fell by 75% after the redesign because no one knew where the fuck the orange juice was.
That is hilarious.
As far as I'm aware, these are the 2 only redesigns RNL Group has ever done. So,
Oh boy.
what did you learn today, Soul?
Big world of corporations is not immune to schizophrenia.